So Honda was from the trap. He was a broke boy. He goes over to this auto shop because he loves cars and says, "Hey man, I really need a job." The manager said, "I could tell." Honda said, "Hold on, not too much now." The manager says, "Don't worry, I'm gonna give you a job, brokey. Come here, let's go to the back." So he brings Honda to the back where he sees a kid. He says, "This is your job." Honda said, The manager said, "This is my son. You're gonna take care of my son. That's your job." So Honda's taking care of the kid, but the auto shop starts getting really busy. The manager asks Honda to start working in the shop. Honda start working. Honda start grinding. The manager goes, you pretty good. So the manager opens up a new branch, lets Honda run it. Honda's just a kid at this point though. He like 21. Nobody wants to go to him. Honda said, "That ain't no problem." Starts grinding, putting in work, building race cars winning championship races. They said, "Get that boy moving." Honda said, "True. Hey, I got some ideas though." They said, "Slow down. We already making a lot of money, Honda. What you mean ideas?" Honda said, they said, "Speak up." He said, "I'm gonna speak up at the bank. I'll quit." They said, "Man, we know you need the money, Honda. Stop playing." He said, so he stays with the company. But at nights, he's working on something called a piston, something that goes inside of an engine. They're trash. He goes back to school to learn about metals. They're less trash. He sends a company called Toyota 50 designs. They take 3, throw away the rest. These 3, though, make him enough money to quit his old company and form the company Honda. And the boy grinding, getting to the money so his company turns out huge. But then World War II happens, which you think would be good for business, but all of his workers get drafted and the government assigns him to build stuff since he's basically a building genius at this point. And Toyota is supposed to supervise him building stuff so he doesn't own his company anymore. On top of all this, since he's basically building all this stuff, his factories become targets. So his factories get wiped off the map and he's basically starting from scratch. Honda said, "Hey, let's look at the bright side." They said, "Sir?" He said, "Huh?" They said, He said, They said, "Fine, you want me to talk?" An earthquake hit, your last factory gone. He said, They said, "Sorry, sir." He said, "Sorry for what? I already have a new idea." So remember, the country was just in a war. It's basically in ruin, so everyone needs to move things around fast. So Honda invents the first full-fledged motorcycle. He invents a bunch of different versions, and the Super Cub is born. Becomes the biggest motorcycle company in the world. He said, "Bet, I want to invent a car now." The Japanese government goes, "No, stupid. We already have Toyota, Nissan. We have Honda as the motorcycle people. We're basically taking over the world with this stuff. Come on." His investors go, "They right, man. We already making a lot of money doing motorcycles. Come on, man." Honda goes, "Y'all are right." They said, "I don't think you mean that." He's like, "Y'all caught me. I never listened to y'all before." So he invents the Honda Civic, takes the world by storm again. Well, that's because he put something called a catalytic converter in his car, which was better for the environment, and some other stuff that saved a bunch on gas. It was the best car. And as they say, the rest is history. So if you're ever feeling stuck in life, remember these words from Honda. "Although it felt like I failed over and over again, my failures never happened for the same reason."